Hi everyone, welcome to Good Game Gaming. I'm Jake. Today we're gonna go over Goldeneye 007. Yesh. Yesh.
Yesh.
Yesh, Q.
Yes.
Yesh.
Yes.
Yesh. That depends. This is not a real gun. It's not real. It's like it's a BB gun? Pellet gun? Whatever. What would be a real problem for James Bond in his life? Yesh. I went to write a note. It exploded.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Bond. Remember, that toothpaste we used in Tunisia to distract the guards. It is actually quite a concentrated laxative. I hate the English, but it's time for breakfast. Bond, when you were in Kiev back in 1975, remember? That knife was actually a gun. I just want to read a book. Far from Argos, forever unsung and unknown. This one's ingenious if I do say so myself. That specific copy of the Iliad is actually a flash bomb. Yes! Yes, mother! Yes! Yes! Yes, I'll write it down. Bond. That pen once belonged to... You know, I can remember. Yes. Yeah, tell me again. Yes. It's a nice whiskey. Yes. Oh, ye'll take the high road and I'll take the low. Very nice. Very nice. Bond. No. Q, I swear to God, Q, if you did anything to my whiskey, I will find you and whatever God you believe in and I will slit both of your throats. Am I clear? It's like everything in my house is trying to kill me. I can't do Pierce Brosnan. Sean Connery. My favorite, easily. Mainly because I feel like Sean Connery would get done filming and get drunk and just be like, I'm James Bond. And he'd like have a fake gun on the bar and smack someone in the face. And like, oh my God, that's James Bond. Like, how would you not fill that character if you got blasted enough and you were just like, yes, I'm James Bond. Like, you know? Like, how does Robert Downey Jr. not just get drunk and then he's like, I'm Iron Man. I am Iron Man. Yeah. For this review, I will not be doing a Pierce Brosnan impression. It's just not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do that. I don't even know what it sounds like. I don't remember any movie from the 007 series with him in it. I don't care. It was Goldeneye and it was Nightfall. I don't care. I didn't get into those. But I will be doing a crappy Sean Connery voice consistently in and out of this thing where I'm just like, yes! And that's really the only thing I can say by him is, yes, I see. Like that type of thing. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna have so much fun doing this review. Yes. Ooh. Yes. Yes. Oh, James.
Yes to it.
The name's Sean Connery, but I'm actually James Bond. Yes. Oh, that's good whiskey. Yes. I'm James Bond. I'm James Bond. Yes. Really? Yeah. Yes. I remember. Yeah.
Octopussy. That was a great film. James Bond. Dun 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 dun. I love it. I love it so much. Yes, I'm actually. Oh. James Bond. Watch me. Go watch the movies. Watch me. Tell me, Miss Moneypenny, about your thighs. That's me. That was me. Do you remember? Yeah, we played cards. I won. Yes, miss. On a friskier night, I'm called James Bondage. James. Yes, Trebek, your mother is a whore. Yes. James Bond. Oh, that's the wrong one. That is wrong. That was wrong. That was bad. I could have. I'm James Bond. I wouldn't care. Plot armor.
So, true story, this game was the third best-selling cartridge on the Nintendo 64. And funny enough, I've already done one of the games, the number one game, Super Mario 64, which isn't fair because it came bundled with the N64, later in the console's life. Rareware, again, they're like the Beatles of good games on the Nintendo 64, because what you have on the Nintendo 64 is a slew of games made by a small British, is it English? I don't know which one's not racist, a subsidiary of Nintendo, and they rocked it all the time. Just every game they made was pretty much pure gold. Goldeneye 007's success really just comes from every facet of the game was pretty much perfected. The story was awesome. I have not taken the time out of my day to even research if if there is a movie, if Goldeneye was if they stayed true to the story of Trevelyan and Natalia and stuff. I don't care. I don't care about that. I'm not gonna go watch the movie. Pierce Brosnan is my least favorite Bond, whatever. You can follow along with it if you read the agent folders, like the info that they give you at the beginning of each one. If you read it in a very funny, pretty demeaning, offensive British accent. They didn't have cinematics per se, but they had live action events in the level while you're playing where it says you need to go stand by a statue and just chill out. And you get to the statue and then out of nowhere, a whole bunch of armed guards come out with the main bad guy and they're like, hello, Mr. Bond, put your gun away. You got no time for that silly knicker-knacker, whatever. And then you actually have to do that. You have to put away your gun and sit through them talking to you as if it's like a live action cutscene that you have to play through in the game. It's very cool. It wasn't really done that often. The story to GoldenEye 007 is vast, it's intricate, it's easy to follow along to, in a way. If you read the files and stuff in the missions, before you go on the missions, it lets you in on some information that you might need to know to beat there's different difficulty levels. I didn't even mention that. There's agent, double agent, secret agent, and they all have different requirements. In the game, sometimes they hold up your ally at gunpoint, right? And then the main bad guy is like, yes, Bond, pick the girl or the mission. And James Bond is like, yes, both. And he just clocks someone in the face and goes, it's Bond. You get an ally through most of Ally. You get this person that you have to mission with and rescue and save, and I ruined it. And she's a badass. She's a magnet for death in this game. Just in every scenario, the game sets out, clearly they're trying to kill James Bond, right? And she's with you, so oh, we're gonna kill her too. It is impossible in some levels to keep her alive. She will just run into crossfire, in the head, and done. She's dead. Not only that, there's one moment where your ally is being specifically held up at gunpoint with a gun to the back of her head, right? And I took the time. You get all the time in the world, and you aim and try to kill this shooter. You get to shoot him once. I accidentally pressed it twice. And what happened was, I hit the trigger, I hit the dude, I saved her, but as I was pulling out, I got nervous and I hit the trigger again, and as the gun reticle came down, it just lined up perfectly with her temple. Boom, done, and she's dead. And that was the fourth try through this stupid level. I just got so fed up and defeated, where I was like, how many times am I gonna kill this poor person? There might be some Pierce Brosnan fans out there that are like, do a Pierce Brosnan accent. What is it, just a normal hello? I'm Pierce Brosnan. I don't know. I don't care. I don't like him. Not my cup of tea. That's not a British joke. Just not my cup of tea. The story is vast and continuous, and it has a lot of like levels where you'll go back to previous spots, but now something new is open. You have to do something different. You have to complete a different objective. It's very well thought out. Every facet of this game was tweaked just a little bit. And honestly, I don't think Rare anticipated for GoldenEye 007 to be as great of a game as it is. I think they made this with like just the brand deal of like, you know, we gotta pay the bills. Oh, they're British, how would they say it? We've got to pay the bills. We've got to make this game about some bloody Scottish person that's gonna come up and start shooting, bang, yes, bang, bang, bang. And then, you know, someone was like, hey, you know, what we made is really, really fun. The single player is really, really great. How about this? How about we make multiplayer just rock? Like, it's just awesome. And they did. They made a couple of multiplayer maps, and they added a whole roster of characters that you can play as. And if you ask any kid from the 90s, one of the best moments in gaming, one of the most utopian eras of gaming was split screen, tube TV, 007 multiplayer. GoldenEye? Oh, it was Smash Bros. Before Smash Bros. Came out. Like, that is the game that ended friendships. To be honest, out of Rare's other games, this is the best multiplayer one they've done. Jet Force Gemini sucked. I gotta be real with you. Like, the Jet Force Gemini multiplayer, I never played it. I hated it so much. I only did that game for like the story, the soundtrack, the graphics. Like, I do love Jet Force Gemini. It's my favorite game of all time, but the multiplayer sucks. I don't even know if I mentioned that in my video. I didn't even touch on that in Jet Force Gemini, but in 007 GoldenEye, the multiplayer is so polished. It's just so good. The screen would be split in 4 1/4. And you had to hover around this clearly dangerous machine known as a tube TV. Oh man, Lord forbid you had a very small TV to play 4-player N64 on, because a lot of people had it up on like a cabinet or whatever, and kids would just yank it. I wonder how many kids died. We don't talk about how Timmy's disability came from GoldenEye 007. He was serious about it, and then he got hit because he yanked the thing and the whole TV came down, and the TV weighed 147 pounds. So the gameplay revolves around being a first-person shooter, right? Again, same problem they had with Jet Force Gemini and with Turok. They didn't have 2 joysticks. So the team at Rare decided to make the joystick actually control your movement. It'll be forward and backwards, but then left and right's kind of a pivot. You could aim and you would zoom up almost past the gun in a way, and you'd have a little reticle come out and you'd see the tip of the gun shooting. I didn't know for a long time until actually, man, what's the date today? I didn't know until September 17th, 2021 that you could reverse cycle through your weapons in 007 GoldenEye by shooting and changing your weapon at the same time. So if you press Z and A at the same time, you cycle back up through the weapons. That, I've never had that explained to me before. Thank you. I forget his name. I just called him Aaron because it was Aaron _ K95X, whatever. I'll have to thank him properly later in the video, but he's the one that kind of showed me how to do that. And he's like, I've played 007. He's like speed running and stuff. And he's like, I did a level in 57 seconds. How? How did you do it in 57 seconds? And in the game, you just look down and strafe and throw a mine every once in a while. There's a lot of guns. There's a ton of guns. It's continuing, like, you'll see a pattern in all these videos. Gun porn is real. People want tons of guns. If you can put more different, like more creatively different guns in a system, people tend to like it more. Like in Turok. Turok was great at that. It was like one of the first ones. And I think in the same year as Turok, I'll have to look up which one was released first, but Turok and 007 have a good amount of guns in this first-person shooter arena. Right? I don't think it's got anything on like Turok 2. I think Jet Force Gemini is right up there too, a couple years later. Like, I can see why people like these things. This is like empowering to just like hold this and fling it around and you're like, oh, you wanna come mess with me? Boom! America! Oh, whatever. They also have a cool cheat menu where you can just have, you know, invincibility, every gun, unlimited ammo, whatever level you want, whatever. I can't remember if there's a big head mode or not, but the cheats pretty much, from what I remember, you get to pick, I want these guns, I want this, I want, and it's very specific too, like I want the CPR 390, I want the PP7, I want the Magnum, I want the assault rifle. They're in groups, so if it's like an assault rifle, it kind of fires the same way, but the sound of the firing is different. If it's a pistol, it fires the same way, it might do different damage, but it doesn't feel like a completely different weapon. They aesthetically made it look like a different weapon, but like, it's not like Turok, where if you cycle through the weapons, each one is just vastly different, right? In Jet Force Gemini, each one of the weapons, vastly different. GoldenEye 007, the weapons tend to follow an archetype, and the archetypes are like pistols, machine guns, shotguns, and then you got a grenade launcher, and oh, you get a watch laser. That's like the most interesting one. It's the weakest, but you know, those archetypes, there's like 10 different pistols, and there's like 7 different assault rifles, and there's 2 different shotguns, and there's 1 grenade launcher. But you do get to drive a tank, and the tank, I guess, would count as a weapon, because you have to cycle through your weapons to find the tank ammo to fire the tank, so that's cool. None of these other games have tanks. GoldenEye 007 does. We gotta talk about the weak point of GoldenEye 007, and it's in 2 areas. The first one is the music. Grant Kirkhope is one of my favorite composers of all time, especially after Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. That's a great soundtrack, but the music in GoldenEye 007, uncreative. It's not my favorite. There are some good tracks. There is some good music in this, but there is some bad music in this. Sound effects were fine. I did like the groaning of enemies when you shoot them and you're like, oh, like that was done really well. That was great. Even the female voices were great for that. And then the other part I have to criticize would definitely be the graphics. And I'm not a stickler for graphics as long as the game is good. This game is very, very good. Absolutely very good. But it's a little immersion breaking when you're talking to someone in like one of those pseudo cutscenes and their face is like not right, you know? Like it's just very much a like a 64-bit texture on 2 planes that like cover the face, and then they just like tried to mirror the plane so everyone's face looks perfectly symmetrical, and it's just like you can see the squares in the bits of them trying to transfer a photo file into an N64 file. It doesn't work. That's not so great, honestly. The lack of like any type of digits on the fingers or anything, even on your own hand when you're holding a gun, they didn't, they made it so like you had a block and it had lines graphically put in on the block to designate fingers, and then anytime you'd go to reload, the gun would just drop down, you'd hear and then it would come back up. When you look at Turok, and from the same year, you know, the weapons in Turok had gorgeous graphical detail to them. When you fired them or charged them up, the weapons moved around, the hands shook. You had like an actual thing. I would have liked to have seen a slightly better graphics, but good game overall. Man, so to finish up this review, GoldenEye 007, hands down, one of the best first-person shooters ever made. Is it my favorite? Absolutely not. Is it super well done? Yes. And if you haven't tried it before, it's totally worth it, especially multiplayer, because you can make drinking games out of it too, where like if you get killed, every time you die and have to recycle a life and get back in, take a shot. Oh, you'll be hammered after like 3 games. Go try it. Please go try it. It's super fun. As always, thank you for stopping by, for checking everything out. I'm still fondling this gun here because it's pretty fun. I feel pretty masculine doing it. I've got a TikTok, I've got a Facebook page, I've got a Twitter page. I stream almost every night on Twitch at Good Game Gaming. I think I gotta go this way. Good Game Gaming, right? With 3 6s instead of G's because I'm metal like that. And I didn't really have an option. That was the only way to make it work. I can pretend I did it on purpose. Don't judge me, I pay my taxes. I also have a Patreon. I've got a Kickstarter going. Come and find me on things. I would love to keep doing this more. Thanks. Thanks for everything. I've had so much fun starting up this, this gaming channel. I really can't thank you guys enough. I mean, sincerely, I want to come up with some more skits to do. I want to release, you know, individual content on all these different platforms that I've been building on. I also want to get into some of the Pokemon games. There's a lot. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful life. Go kick some butt out there. I'll see you next time. I think the next video I'm gearing up to do is Ocarina of Time and then Majora's Mask. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Wow, you made it through that whole video, didn't you? Whole thing? Like 24 minutes? Is that what it was? 23 minutes? Whatever it was, thank you. Thank you for getting that far. I sincerely wanted to tell you, I appreciate you. It's 3 months later for when I recorded this whole thing. Thank you for watching it this far. Thank you sincerely for giving this video the time of day. I had a lot of fun making it. I had a lot of fun doing the skits. I had a lot of fun just reviewing this game in general. It was a great game. If you get the chance, check out all my social media stuff. I've got everything down in the description below. Thank you. Thank you for tagging along through this whole journey so far. I'm gonna keep going. We're coming on the end of the year. I'm not gonna do much else, I don't think, until January of 2022. And I'm gonna redo my streaming schedule. I'm going to have a couple new videos out, hopefully one a week, of just reviewing or going over either a game or a gaming accessory. I don't know. So excited to make some cool videos about stuff that I've never been able to make before, like reviews on like the Yeti Blue microphone or the G602 mouse from Logitech or a gimbal or a game that like no one's gonna spend 24 minutes watching, but I can do like a 5-minute thing and you'll be like, oh, okay, next. I wanted to say thank you to Brittany, Micah, Aaron, Bree, Tortuga Bean, The Lemons, Barzoogle, Nitsua, Cactus, all you guys on Twitch. Thank you so much for making that entire arena just welcoming and fun. And I've had so much fun doing that. Like, it's just been so fun being able to stream video games live for you. This has been quite a journey and I still have a lot to learn. And I know this video isn't going to be the best thing you see all year, but I learned so much doing it. I learned quite a bit of videography, quite a bit of video editing, quite a bit of script writing. I tried very hard in the past 3 months to make sure that this Goldeneye 007 video turned out pretty good. And the next video I'm gonna do is probably gonna be Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. I'm gonna do it all in one go, because I don't feel like they're different enough to warrant separate videos, so I'm gonna just do like a 26-minute video for those. If you feel the need, if you're like, man, this guy rocks, I need to see more of him, subscribe, like my videos, go watch me stream. I'm live almost every night at like 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just chill out. I just make stupid jokes and do stupid voices. Like we did Paper Mario this past week and it was fantastic. And next week I'm thinking maybe I will do another game off the N64 list. I was looking at Sin and Punishment. That was a weird game that I'd never played before. Maybe we'll play, maybe. Who knows? The world is our oyster. I have the Sega Genesis app out now too, so I have literally hundreds of games. I have so many games. I have every Nintendo Entertainment System game, hundreds of PSP games, hundreds of Super Nintendo games, hundreds of N64 games. It's just too much. It's so much, and I'm gonna keep trying to review as many games as I possibly can. I can't possibly do them all. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Come on back when it's 2022 and maybe we'll have some more fun together. I'm trying not to get emotional because it's nice. It's nice to be able to do something. I haven't been this passionate about something in a long time, and I have no one to thank but you guys. So thank you. Sincerely, thank you. This is a cool thing to do, and I'm really happy I get to do it. Anyways, thank you for tagging along through this whole ride. I super appreciate you. I really can't imagine what I would do without you guys. Cool, I'm done rambling. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for checking out Good Game Gaming. I can't thank you enough. Consider liking and following and doing all the other stuff, checking out all the socials. They're all down in the thing. It'll be there for you, you know? Thank you. Thank you sincerely. Have a wonderful day. Have a great holiday, a great New Year, a great Ramadan, a great Hanukkah, that's one. I don't know, I'm not religious. I don't know what you guys do, but whatever you guys do, I hope it's wonderful and you eat tons of food and drink tons of booze. Have a wonderful night, okay? Bye.